been getting for the minor league system. And the way that their process is, specifically Theo Epstein, Jed Hoyer, it's see what sticks. Get as many get as many bodies as you can and hope that some succeed.
Right. That's why it's almost like they don't look at position. They just go
Yeah.
out like we have two prospects at third baseman and a shortstop that could play at third baseman. But guess what? We're still going to draft the third baseman because he's the best available. And like you said, throw everything at the board, see what sticks. Something's going to stick. I mean, there's
Yeah.
just too much. What do they have? Like, I want to say 6 or 7 out of top 30 prospects right now.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. So I guess you can with talent like that you can find places for him. You know, can Castro play second? I think that might even be too much thinking. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Could he
Like
play outfield? I mean, do you suffer? I mean, he's always been that sort of seemingly gap power, big stroker guy that,
but he's never really
you know,
had power numbers though. We've
right.
always
Well,
expected him to turn into that, projected him to turn into that, and he never really has.
yeah.
Even when he's hitting well, he's not hitting for power.
Oh man, do you know what this sounds like? It sounds like the infield version of Alex Rios.
Um, you know that's but even Rios has power. You know, can hit for power.
He can hit for power, but he's never. I mean, he had a fluke year, I think, where he hit 30 home runs, and heck, as far as I know, and I wouldn't. I'm not saying he did
I was gonna
use
say, is there
steroids.
such thing as fluke seasons in Major League Baseball, or are they something
Seeming,
else?
yeah,
Is Chris
seemingly not
Davis
anymore.
having a fluke season, or is he having something else?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, between that and Josh Hamilton, seriously, Josh Hamilton. Oh, I totally have that one pegged. I think.
The last time that guy didn't have a hit,
Exactly. I mean, I'm sorry. 30. Yeah, players do not come onto the scene. Baseball players specifically do not have, their first awesome season, MVP caliber season at what, 28,
well,
29.
I will say though, with Hamilton, he put up some big numbers before, and he was the number one overall draft pick before his heroin addiction and all that. So I could see I could see him maybe like, okay, I got it, I'm clean, I'm healthy. Chris Davis has been a marginal
Yeah.
uh, backup, really, first baseman in Texas for how long? And then all of a sudden, I'm on Baltimore, and oh, Brady
Look at this.
Anderson
I'm
left
hitting.
something in his locker.
Or Vlad Guerrero.
Or yeah, I mean, there's.
So.
Oh wait, didn't Miguel Tejada play for Baltimore?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh. Yes, he
he's
did.
suspended now
Yeah.
for 100 games.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, Chris Davis. The last Chris Davis I remember was the backup catcher for the White Sox that they got with Freddie Garcia in 2004. And I'm like, that's not the same guy. I know it's not the same guy. Or no, that was Ben Davis. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Ben Davis. But still, I don't know what's happened there. Okay, but certainly baseball players have not. They aren't earning any trust. And with the biggest stories, unfortunately, after the All Star game, have been so PED focused. You had suspensions coming down to Ryan Braun, who is. I heard the argument earlier this week, and I very much agree with it. Not just to sound like a homer here, but man, there's something wrong with. I can understand being crazy like Alex, like Rodriguez is, uh, being so absolutely self-absorbed and so narcissistic and thinking the rules don't apply to him. We've seen that before. We saw that in Roger Clemens constantly. If I'm wrong projecting that, please feel free to correct me. But with Ryan Braun just flat out lying to people and just being such a jag while doing it, and then calling the test collector, alleging him to be an anti-Semite and a Cub fan. I mean, that was like, wow, okay. You played the race card. You played a heritage race card, and you are completely wrong in every sense of the word.
Yeah, I don't. You can't play the race. You can't just make that up, can you?
Yeah, I know.
That's not allowed. You can't make that up. He's racist. Really? He's right? No, he's not. What? And he's a Cub fan? And he's a Cub fan. Really? Like he's cheating for the team that he likes or something? No. And I think he's actually closer to Roger Clemens than Alex Rodriguez. I
Oh
I,
yeah.
I just think Alex Rodriguez just almost doesn't get it. Like he wants so bad to be loved and so bad to be accepted that he's done everything to be loved and to be accepted through cheating and lying. Where Braun kind of like he cheated to get better, and then he's basically giving a big middle finger to everyone, saying, you know, how could you say I did this? There's no way. And making up these stories and talking to other ball players and trying to get them on his side. Uh, not to be liked, just to kind of push the blame off of himself. It's is it sad? I guess it's sad, right? I don't know.
I guess it's
He's a bad guy.
Yeah, what it comes down to, I mean, at least we understand, and I think people can see Rodriguez for what he is, and he's a
A
needy
giant
attention,
flake.
yeah, an attention-seeking flake, and that's it. He was created and molded very carefully by baseball,
And
sports
physicists.
marketing individuals, yeah, biochemists to to be the guy that was going to break Hank Aaron's record the clean way. I mean, this is a guy that was was the anti Barry Bonds during the early 2000s. This was the guy that was going to be the face of baseball for the next 15 years and help the sport move away from these bloated, giant-headed freaks of the West Coast, yeah, of just baseball that just completely dominated and quote unquote allegedly saved the game, which they didn't. I'm not. I don't really need to go into that. The game survived as it is, so it. I don't have a problem. I can forgive the narcissism because he's just insane, but with Braun just being a charlatan and a fake and a fraud, phony, and a liar on top of it, and having no remorse for it, that's worse. And wanting to kick and spit on anyone that says otherwise, or for people that just did their job, that's to me the harsher thing. It's harder to forgive that as a baseball fan or just being, a person.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if there's anything left to add from that. I mean, the fact that, yeah, I mean, you've said it perfectly. The fact that he seems so angry that you dare say I did this. How dare you say I failed this test and have taken PEDs and just and then gets caught again and then all these stories come out and it's just it's another black eye for baseball.
It is, yeah.
It's
It really is. It's another blemish on the overinflated era that has been the Bud Selig commission time.
and we're supposed
And
to be clean by now, aren't we? Like the
oh
game
yeah,
is
no,
supposed to
we're
be cleaned
clean.
up by now.
Oh, it's completely clean. It's cleaner than it's ever been. Yeah, okay. Well, the union's starting to turn on things, and as long as they buy into the idea of policing themselves and get the idea that, hey, these guys are hurting you guys by taking money out of your pockets, then they'll get it. When that gets through to everybody and they start policing and turning in their own, that as current individuals and not outsiders and pariahs like Alex Rodriguez, and when they police themselves, that's when the game's going to get cleaner. That's when the game's going to be better. But the history of baseball is unfortunately freckled and warded with bad guys. And I don't know where you come in on this, but the talk of Pete Rose getting into the Hall of Fame and being accepted back into baseball is not, to me, is it's not up for discussion.
Wow, really?
Yeah, the way I look at it is if Pete Rose gets into the Hall of Fame or is welcomed back into baseball, you have to put 8 people first. 8 people have been waiting longer
Okay,
to be
here
accepted
we
back into
go.
baseball. And that's just as a White Sox fan. Because there's one thing I understand,
But they
and
didn't
have
have,
this,
over 4,000 hits apiece.
fair, but the potential that was there, and that the era that it was. I mean, you had a team that they were the Yankees before the Yankees, and at least for me, they broke the cardinal rule, and I understand that and I accept it. So did Pete Rose. The cardinal rule of baseball is you do not gamble. It's posted in every dugout, it's in every stadium, it's in every clubhouse across the major leagues. And to think that just because he is the all-time hits leader doesn't make it acceptable, doesn't make it okay. I will not ever accept it as long as he's alive. I guess I should qualify that and say, as long as he's alive, he should not be accepted back into baseball. I've been to Cooperstown. You see his name in there for the all-time hits leader, and that's it. And I'm completely fine with that, so as long as he's breathing. If he dies and the first minute after he's dead and his body's not even, death warmed over, then you put him in the Hall of Fame, okay, fine. But for what he did,
I don't like that either.
he, I can't accept him in the Hall of Fame. That's where I go. But as long as he's alive, he should not be in the Hall of Fame. If he's never in the Hall of Fame, that's fine by me.
I mean, I think either. I do think he should be. I respect your opinion on, and I understand it on, he did break V1 cardinal rule. So I see why you say that. I do think because he was maybe the greatest singles hitter of all time. I do believe he should be in for that reason, for his talents. The one thing I do think, though, he should either be in or out. I hated the whole Ron Santo, like, oh, he's dead now, we can put him in.
Oh, Ron Santo's not a Hall of Famer as far as I'm concerned.
But he is now.
I know. But he's like, it's kind of like, people have made the argument,
Like,
I never...
He was just as much of a Hall of Famer when he was alive than when he was dead. Like, his numbers didn't change. Like, did they add 60 more homers to his stats once he died? Like, oh, now look,
Yeah.
Look, wait, we just re-looked at his stats, and there's an additional 60 homers and an additional 300 RBIs that we didn't see before, until he passed away. Either you're a Hall of Famer or you're not. So
Yes.
I don't think once Pete Rose, if Pete Rose is not in the Hall once he passes, keep him out. I don't think he should be added to the Hall once he passes if he's not already in it.
Right. And I'm fine with that. I guess with Ron Santo, my problem is I don't think you let unless your fourth best player on a potentially championship winning team is remarkably outstanding. I don't think you should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I can get why how
bad were the other players on that team? Your third baseman,
apparently really bad.
Your third baseman, your shortstop, and your first baseman, right?
I thought he was your second baseman.
Okay, yeah, second baseman. all Hall of Famers